And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to BoomZ Podcast. My name is Slammin' Sammy.
And I'm Nina Jabril, and this is the conversation between generations. How are you doing today, Mr. Sam?
I'm feeling pretty good. And you, my dear?
I'm doing well.
So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, okay, so I was inspired this past weekend. I watched a movie called The Best of Enemies on Netflix. It is Taraji P. Henson is starring in it. It's based in Durham, North Carolina, and it's about the integration of schools in Durham, North Carolina, and the fight for it. Ann Atwater, she owned a she was a part of some progressive group for Black people during that time. It's between her and C.P. Ellis, who was the leader of the KKK. They became unlikely friends. And they were hosting a guy named Bill Reddick came from Raleigh, North Carolina, and hosted a charrette, which is basically a forum for the city or the participants in the city. They came together and they voted. They talked for about a week, meetings every day for a week, and then they came to a vote. And they integrated schools. And this was in 1971, guys. 1971. My public education told us that by 1971, everybody was integrated by that point, almost.
That's not so.
Absolutely.
I never went to an integrated school.
And would you mind sharing?
Of any kind.
Yeah, really? Oh, yeah, because you went to an HBCU after you went.
Yeah, I went to A&T.
I know that's right.
I mean, it might have been one or two white kids on, but it's black school. Mm-hmm. I'm from Winston-Salem, which was right down the road. Mm-hmm. My dad took the first black student to Reynolds High School. And that was in 1963. And he had to take her there. Mm-hmm. And it made front page news. Mm-hmm. Well, this was much later after the law had been passed.
Yeah, right.
So it was a big deal. Mm-hmm. But I would say the majority of schools in Winston-Salem didn't get integrated really until busing, which was in the 70s.
Yeah. See, that is not what they tell us. Like, I'm slipping, and maybe our producer Woe can phone in and tell us when Brown versus Board of Education passed. But like, that's when they teach us in school, like when that passed, that was it. Everywhere around the country, integrated, bada boom, bada bing.
Look, busing was the only reason schools got integrated, regardless of the law, because previously you went to the school closest to where you lived.
Yeah.
So in the South, neighborhoods weren't integrated. Mm-hmm. So they had black schools here and there, and that's where you went to school. Mm-hmm. And even after integration was the law, people didn't move.
Yeah.
The only way they were integrated was when busing came. Then they started shipping kids all over the place.
Right.
And that's when integration. I would say full integration probably didn't take place till the mid 70s.
That is insane. My mom was born in 70, so it's like it's to me, and what inspired this podcast specifically is that they kind of blind us, and they confuse children or young people coming up in public schools with the black and white photos. And they're like, oh, it was so long ago, and this happened so long. Well, it didn't. My mom's only 54 years old, 56, maybe turning.
Most of the kids, when I tell them about my experience, they look at me like I'm Methuselah.
Right.
But I had a cross burned in my front yard.
So let's tell that story. I mean, I love this story because I think your father was such a like big piece of Black history in Winston-Salem. But like obviously it's a sad story having to cross.
Well, he was the first Black person to run for a city office. He ran for alderman. He was a school teacher, business owner. He ran for alderman, and he was a good friend of the superintendent of Winston-Salem City Schools, who backed him. But they didn't like that. I mean, and we lived on Cherry Street. If you've been to Winston now, University replaced Cherry Street, but Cherry Street used to be the main thoroughfare going north. And to imagine the Klan coming in that neighborhood and putting a cross in your yard is just amazing.
Yeah.
So but it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a real young kid. 10.
Yeah. But you remember things like that. Like 10, like I have
How do you forget that?
Yeah. How do you
I mean,
forget that?
there are a lot of things that I experienced because of my dad's
Progressiveness.
because of his progressiveness. We were the first Black family, check this out, to eat at Howard Johnson's restaurant.
Oh, wow.
In Winston. My dad called there to let them know we were coming. They had one requirement.
What?
You be dressed.
Okay.
This is Howard Johnson's.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm not from Winston.
Howard Johnson's was equivalent to Shoney's.
Okay. What's
You don't know Shoney's either.
like a sports bar kind of thing?
I mean, it's a what's comparable to Shoney's? I don't know. Biscuitville, where you can go and sit down and eat.
Oh, and they wanted y'all dressed to the nines.
I had on a suit. My dad had on a suit. We were dressed. We went on a Sunday afternoon. But Howard Johnson's was a traveler's motel. They had a restaurant. They sold ice cream, 100 flavors, and they had a chain of hotels all over the country. So it was, a popular place. But we went there and we sat down. This is a 3-star restaurant.
Yeah.
It's not a fancy. They got a hole in the wall where they hand the orders through.
Okay.
I'll tell you what it remind me of. Jake's.
Oh, that's what I was going to say, like Jake's bar. Okay.
Like Jake's. Just like Jake's.
I wouldn't go in a suit to Jake's, but I see, yeah.
Yeah, but that was the stipulation they
For
had,
Black
so
people.
we did it. So when we sat down, the funniest thing, they brought our food, and we had so much food, it was crazy. All the cooks were Black. They were looking through the window and grinning.
Oh, I love that.
So we got good food. We didn't have to worry about them because all the cooks were Black.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but I grew up with several experiences like that. There was a play, like a traveling play. It was coming to a local high school. Actually, it was a local elementary school. We didn't have middle schools then. It was elementary and then junior high. And it was something like My Fair Lady or something like that. So we wanted to go there. My dad got tickets. We went there dressed. They would not let us in.
Why?
Because we were Black.
And they just said no?
Didn't know what. I don't know how. Don't know how he got the tickets.
Yeah.
He bought the tickets in advance.
Yeah.
And we had tickets, but they would not let us in the door. Now, I mean, if I was old enough, I was probably the same age, 8 to 10.
Yeah. And they just wouldn't let you in.
Wouldn't let us in.
See, that is so crazy because, again, like, that experience to, like, me at 8, from you being 8 to me 8 is like what? That's like what? 80 some years, like barely 80 years because you're not even 80 yet. So it's just, to me, it's insane. Like, they really do. And that's the whole reason for this podcast, is because they confuse us with these dates, kind of, but more so with these pictures. And back to segregation in the movie. My biggest question, because even the title I wanted to be will be like the fall of Black experience. Maybe segregation wasn't the fall of the Black experience, but do you think the communities lost something culturally integrating into like white schools?
I think the young people lost a lot. There was a certain period that you can ask kids about segregation. They have no knowledge of it. They don't know the struggle. They have no idea what the struggle was like.
Right.
You know, they don't know. I think Black families were tighter then. They were connected. I think that the younger generations that didn't experience that, they don't see the value of what we had to go through, so they could. I mean, do you know the real reason we wanted to segregate schools?
Why?
Okay, the reason was at the white schools. Let's just take the chemistry lab. They had all the fancy gadgets. We had test tubes and a Bunsen burner. The whole idea was we want the same opportunities that the white kids had. And we didn't have that.
Yeah.
They would build us a new building, but wouldn't put crap in it.
No books or anything.
I mean, we had books,
yeah,
but we didn't have the equipment.
Right. Because in the movie, they talked about it. They kind of talked about, like, because in the movie Best of Enemies, one of the Black elementary schools, it burnt down, basically. But then they started talking about, like, they wanted the school to run after only having 8 classrooms that wasn't affected by the fire. 8 classrooms in the gymnasium.
Gymnasium. Yeah.
Couldn't say that $5 word, but they were talking to Ann Atwater made the point, like, he's in 10th grade learning off of like 8th grade science books, like, so they weren't given them, like, they had books, but it wasn't necessary books and stuff like that.
Well, I would say that in Forsyth County school systems, you had the same books.
Okay.
We might have used books.
Yeah.
But they had the same curriculum pretty much across. You just didn't have the outside resources.
Yeah.
To get it. And that was the main reason to want to integrate it.
So the $1 million question for me is, do you think Black people would have benefited more for, instead of integrating schools, just equality, like when it comes to like materials in the school?
We would never have gotten it.
Never have gotten that.
If it had stayed segregated. Never. We would have been over in that corner. Never have gotten it.
Okay. Yeah.
But once you start going to school with the white kids, they're not going to let their white kids suffer.
Yeah, right.
So you get to take advantage of that from an education standpoint.
Okay. Yeah. That's not how I was thinking about it. Because I was like I understand that, and that makes so much sense. It's kind of got to infiltrate the system. Like, you can't give me half the education if I'm sitting beside the white kid.
Right. You have some of the same. I mean, there's still some disparity.
Right.
But you at least got most of the same opportunities that they have.
Look, you just got to force the even playing field.
Yes. It's and believe it or not, one of the biggest things that motivated integration was athletics.
I could see that. That's still how they get down.
We could run and jump and play a little bit better than most of them. So
a lot better than all of them. Really.
And it just Bear Bryant said, we got to get some Black athletes in here. because they were good athletes. But it's back to your original question. Yes, I think the not having that black experience, but you can't blame them for not having it. But I do wish that they would read more. And I don't know what resources out there
Yeah.
to tell this story.
Also, kind of on this topic, I don't know if you watched. I think we have talked about it. Medea's new Joe's Road Trip.
Yes.
And when I was watching that, which is it's funny and it's very colorful language, but it's very informational. And what Joe says, he says to his grandson, they will hide. If they're gonna hide it from you, they'll put it in a book. Y'all on them phones all the time. But your information, the key to what you need to know as a young, educated black person is in them books.
It is.
And that's so true.
mean, you rely so much on the phone, but you ask the phone questions.
And he controls the media, controls the mind.
Right. And you don't know the things to ask. I mean, there are things to be learned that some of these kids will never ask.
Yeah.
They just never will ask that question.
Yeah.
And if they're not teaching it in the schools, they don't learn it. They don't know where they come from. You know, I that's the biggest thing that bothers me.
So, you said your father was a teacher, and so after schools integrated, because one of my questions I have are like, before integration, there was black schools that had black teachers, principals, leadership. What happened to those people? Did they get opportunities to teach at those?
Some did.
Okay.
Some got opportunities. I had I had 3 uncles in the school system.
Oh, okay.
One was the assistant superintendent. All 3 were principals.
Oh, wow. Of integrated schools, or
2 of them were principals of integrated schools.
Oh, wow. Because I remember you got. This is also a cool moment. Mr. Sam got to give the first phone call or something.
Yes. Well, this was when I was in, I don't know, junior high. I was in junior high. And I'm really telling how old I am now. When you made a long distance call, you had to dial the operator. The operator had to connect you to that number. So there was no direct dialing. So Southern Bell was introducing the area code, 1313, and dial a number and you get a direct connection. But it wasn't nationwide. So we had an assembly. And the representative called my aunt in Detroit, Michigan. I was on the stage. They had the mics so the whole student body could hear. And when I said hello to her, she freaked out because she didn't know. She's used to saying, operator saying, you have a long distance phone call.
Yeah.
And now she's talking to her. She said, where are you? I'm in North Carolina. And then I had to explain to her what they were doing. But I remember that was so funny.
That is so cool. That is really interesting.
I made the first long distance phone call in Winston-Salem from a school.
You have a very interesting life.
Yeah, well.
Like, blows my mind. Way more interesting than me.
Oh,
you were touring the country at my age right now.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of things, a lot of different things. So
Yeah.
I feel real blessed that, I got to experience just about everything I wanted to do in my life.
I love that. And then, like, it to know that you come from such champion people like your father, being progressive as he was, enough to, like, gain the KKK, like, not saying that's a big thing, but, like, he was that progressive to where the KKK targeted y'all. That's, they seen y'all as a threat.
Yeah.
And
well, I think I got a lot of attitude from him. I mean, you know me, but he was that way. What's my favorite saying? Nobody's ever gonna
Yep. Hold me hostage.
Hold me hostage. And he was that way. Because he was a business owner, he had a lot of independence. They couldn't control him. And the business didn't depend on white patrons.
Yeah.
It was a black supported business. So he didn't care. They couldn't stop him. A lot of people didn't like him because a lot of white people didn't like him because of that.
Yeah.
You know. But looking back on it, you know, I think I got a lot of that from him. Just a different fight sometimes.
Yeah.
You know. But you gotta follow your passion. You gotta follow your dream. You got to do what you think is right. You know. So.
That. Well, we had a good conversation today.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of, you know, there are a lot of segregation stories. I mean, when I tell people about going to Crest's dime store or Woolworth's dime store, and they have 2 lunch counters. It's the same lunch counter. It's just a long bar. They got white here, colored here.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell people, I did that, you know, all coming up in school.
Yeah. My papa was telling me, he was like, yeah, we'd have to go to the back of the, we can order from the same restaurant. We just got to pick it up from the back.
Yeah.
And he said one time, to me, my papa, he was kind of one of those like, cool. He had a Jerry curl back in the day, slick back, like very tall, lanky, skinny guy. And he was like, I walked up into the front and picked my food up, and they just looked at me. They didn't say nothing. They gave me my food. But it was like, he was like, looks were nasty.
You know, and these things were just every day. We didn't think that much. That's just the way it was.
Yeah.
The Carolina Theater, which is now belongs to the School of the Arts. It was a 3-balcony theater, movie theater. But they used to have all the big movies there. We had to go up the fire escape out that was outside the building and go up 3 stories to the balcony to see the movie. I saw the movie Carmen there.
Oh, Carmen Jones?
Yes.
Hey.
Harry Belafonte.
Yeah, and Dorothy Dandridge.
Yes. I saw a lot of movies. The Lone Ranger, Pinocchio, all the Disney movies they had there. But so we went to the movies. That's where we went. In Winston, we had 2 black-owned theaters. So you had a couple of choices to go to black theaters, but you had 3 theaters that were segregated. The Carolina, the Winston Theater, and the Center Theater.
Yeah.
When integration came across, the Center was the first one to integrate. The Carolina never did. The Winston closed their doors before they let somebody come in. Because they didn't have a balcony. That meant everyone had to sit on the same level.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking
That?
Early 60s.
That's about to
You're
say
talking
the 60s.
Yeah.
I guess it's so easy for me to say, like, what was the issue? But it was just like, because...
Look, you were slaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
They never looked at us as being equal. Mm-hmm. They looked at us like they were doing us a favor.
Right.
And so much of that mindset still
to
exists.
this day.
Still exists, you know.
In the White House. Call it what it is.
Yes. I mean, it's... and people aren't that different, you know. If you spent time... I worked at Lowe's one summer in a warehouse when I was at A&T. And there was a white guy that worked in there, a young guy. Man, he hated black people. I knew he hated black people.
Yeah.
By the end of the summer, he and I were friends. He never knew anybody black.
Yeah. that's kind of the thing with C.P. Ellis in the movie. It's like Ann Atwater went above and beyond just doing and caring how Black people do and care for each other. It was something like his son had like mental illness. He was in a home or whatever, and he needed to be in a private room. Well, C.P. Ellis and them were dirt poor. They just hated niggas, you know? And so, but he's leader of the KKK, but ain't have $1 in his pocket. And so he couldn't afford that for his son. And Atwater, behind his back, arranged something and got, like, you know, his son a private room. And that's when he was kind of like, you know, that was the bridge. And, you know, these people aren't that bad and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of it is just ignorance.
It's ignorance. And you know, when you've been raised and that way, when it's been driven into your mindset for generations, it takes a while to get straight.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a while.
And it ended with C.P. Ellis, again, like the leader of the KKK, and they beat that into you in the movie. He rips up his card while he's making the speech and voting for the segregated schools. It's like, you have to allow yourself that to learn and to experience different people. And that's a facet of life, like not even just when it comes to segregation, integration. It's just, you have to allow yourself to be open to different things.
Yes, you do.
And peace will come.
Yes. Well, it's been a great conversation.
No, it's been a great conversation. I love talking about this stuff. Because I feel like we are losing, no one's asking the necessary questions to people.
Right.
And while y'all are here, I want to ask the questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too many of us left that were there.
And that don't have a skewed memory, because again, like some people, though they lived through it, they recall it differently. I know Michaela's mom, she said school's integrated for her when she was in middle school, and she hated it.
Yeah.
She was not a fan. She had to go on the opposite side of the city.
Yeah.
She was like, the girls are flicking their hair everywhere and in the food at the lunch counter.
We weren't crazy about the busing.
Yeah.
We weren't.
Yeah.
We like going to our neighborhood schools.
Right.
I mean, but the culture changed. Now it's just a way of life now. Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it worked out for the better, obviously.
Well, who knows?
Give or take. I do feel like some Black culture
has been lost.
Absolutely. I mean, they try to get rid of critical race theory every time there's a school board meeting anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well,
it's up to us to keep it alive. The young Black people of America, me included, Gen Z. We must keep our culture and history alive.
Give me some music.
Oh.
Hit it. Well, stay tuned. We're going to have these conversations all spring and summer. So
all that we can. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you liked it. Again, if y'all have any questions for us, or you want to comment on anything or want us to talk about anything, you can contact us at askus@boomzpodcast.com.
And please hit that subscribe and like button.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.